To see you guys. Especially those of you have your video on already. I didn't even have to ask you. Well done. If I had a points system, you would get points, right? Whose line is anyway? A million points each of you. I do want to work on a system to do that though. That'd be fun. And then we have like a little Agent Alliance like shop where you can buy stuff with points. That'd be so much fun. That'd be really cool. Good morning. So, question for you all as we're just waiting for people to come in as we have more and more coming in. So my question for you today is how are you currently handling objections around interest rates and prices? Like, are you seeing that coming up a lot? Affordability, interest rates. So I'm curious, are you seeing that a lot in your lead gen, even past clients maybe who are hesitant to sell? Let me know in the comments because I'm really curious. What about you, Ilya? Am I saying that right? Are you seeing that at all? It won't let you unmute. We to type it in the chat, but I'm curious. Kim, welcome. Good to see you. Sandra, hey. Lauren, Bonnie. Oh, Larry, you're at the desk office. Fun. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Okay, Bonnie, so you're saying you're not getting those objections when they've already kind of made the decision to buy because you've already kind of moved past that. So you're saying you are getting them on the front end, though, as you're working those leads? Yeah, let me know in the chat, guys. Are you seeing more and more people talking about affordability or maybe just more hesitation overall? Chris, I'm actually curious for you, man. Are you seeing more in your, I mean, even though you have a much stronger relationship with a lot of the leads that you work, are you seeing more people being hesitant, more people being having more objections, fears, concerns, anything like that?
Definitely some fears, and so with all the changes that happened last year, there's still a lot of confusion with how things work. So there are more people asking more questions, I feel like, than they used to,
Mm.
due to the status quo kind of changing and them reading headlines and not understanding. So there's definitely more questions around some of that. Some people are more aware of that than others, and some people say, "We know it's the same. Just do your thing."
Main problem is the interest rates are too high. Oh man, you're gonna love today then. And if you didn't catch last week's call, um, we actually role played and did objection handling around that specific objection because it was coming up so much. So if you missed that, let me know and we'll hook you up. Bonnie says hesitation overall. I'm thinking we need ways to present it to the masses like reels, videos, shorts. Okay, well today will help with that too. I like it. Yeah, I mean I think education is very important to what we do. Definitely think that that's a very important process. All right, we're about to start. Let's see. Yeah, Ilir, what we'll do is are you subscribed to our newsletter currently? If you are, what we'll do is make sure to we can send you you'll actually get one of the replays through today's call. So the one I'm talking about. So that'll be good. All right, it's 5 after, guys. Let's get into it. You know, I value your time and I value my time as well. So let's get into it. So this is best of May. We do this the first Wednesday of every month where we're recapping the top three strategies that we taught in the previous month. And also, we're putting them into a unique scenario to help you kind of reason through for yourself. Okay, what is the ideal way to handle this objection, right? Or handle this scenario? Which strategy will work best? So remember, there's four conditions for being on the call, and this is important. Video on. So there's a lot of people in here who don't have the video on, but most of you do because you guys know. You know how we do it here. Hey, I see Victor and Debbie and Desiree as well. You guys snuck in. Good to see you. So happy you're here. Second thing is distractions off. There's no way you showed up today just to be distracted. You would not sabotage yourself like that. That'd be silly. All right. So we just turn those distractions off. That means you might have to flip over your phone. That means you might have to just really center yourself, maybe put some earbuds in and listen through that way. Sometimes I have to do that, man. Third is participate. These are highly engaging, highly interactive calls, especially today. Today we have a lot of fun, right? And then most importantly is go make someone's day. I spend a lot of time doing this for free for you guys, and it's very important as part of that message that you pay it forward. You go bring that to someone else. You're going to learn something today. Go share that with someone else. Make someone's day. Make it a little bit better. So, with that being said, let's get right into the scenario. So, we're going to go into a scenario. I'm going to explain it to you. Then I'm going to recap the three strategies, and you're going to choose. You're actually going to get to vote live which one you think would win in that scenario. Okay. So here's the scenario. It's randomly generated by AI, so none of my biases or anything like that can come into play. So you have an open house lead. You met him at last week's open house. You had a good conversation, solid rapport. They are meeting with two others before deciding who to hire. Okay. Oh, I messed up one of the slides. You had exchanged info. Okay. Super big deal. You exchanged info and you connected on social media. So there's some more there. They're wanting to talk to you, but you don't have real trust yet, right? They're making a final decision by 6 p.m. tomorrow on which agent they're going to use. So remember, it's you against two others. You have them on social media and you have their contact info, email, phone number. Everybody clear? Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. You guys got that scenario? Okay. So now we're going to recap the strategies real quick. For some of you, if you are not familiar with these ones, you're going to want to go back and watch again after this. And don't worry, we'll hook you up in the email on Friday. We'll give you all the replays, the slides, everything that you missed. For most of you, this is going to be a quick recap so you can remember. All right. So number one was create once, remember always. Okay. And this is using social media, prompt to post. This was with Raymond Soldier, and he crushed it. I know some of you were there, and it was amazing. Also, this is one of my favorite banners that I created because it's so funny, and it's also so true. Do you remember our agent's name? Nope. It's Josh. I'm standing right here. So I love this one because this is actually very true. Just so you know, like the moment the closing happens, you pretty much don't exist anymore. So it's actually pretty funny. All right. So why you should care about the prompt to post system. It helps you turn actual client moments, wins, and breakdowns into content your audience connects with. It gives you a plug and play system so you're never stuck wondering what to post or say again. You're not performing, you're sharing real proof on social media that you show up, solve problems, and know your stuff. And one simple story can fuel a week of posts, emails, videos, and even captions without starting from scratch each time. Okay. And most importantly is you don't need to be epic or go viral. You just need to be consistent, relatable, and visible. So the prompt to post system from Ray was about not just about content, it's about them trusting you to solve real problems because your posts prove you already have. All right. And again, we will have full breakdowns of this. If some of this feels really fast for you, that's the point. It's a recap. It's meant to be a recap. But if you are intrigued by any of this, stick around so you know how you can get all the replays and slides of each individual strategy and even the bonus resources that we did. All right. So the prompt to post, that's one way. Okay. Don't worry. I'll recap the scenario. But do you know that 75% of buyers vet agents online and the number one place they do that is social media? Anybody know that? Tell me in the comments if you knew that. You probably knew a little bit, but 75%, three out of every four buyers you will have are looking at very, very high odds that they're looking at your social media. Now, let's take a moment there. I have to take a moment there. Who's feeling a little nervous about the way their social media profile is looking now? Anybody? Come on, be honest with me. Drop it in the comments. Who's feeling a little self-conscious of their social media profiles right now? Are you wondering, wow, I haven't posted in 3 weeks. Maybe I shouldn't have ranted on about insert political thing. Maybe I shouldn't have made all my posts about how I dislike a certain actor because they got cast in a role, right? Anybody feeling that? Anybody feeling a little self-conscious? Yeah. All right, let's keep going. So I want you to drop thumbs up in the chat if you think right off the bat Ray's prompt to post would win in the scenario. And again, don't worry. Before we actually get to the voting, I'll recap the scenario for you because you're going to easily forget. Okay. But I just want to see some thumbs up in the chat. If you think, remember, you connected with them on socials, that they're going to win in this scenario. Okay. All right. Number two, Brendan Lecoq, man, he was awesome. He came in and he shared the one slide that makes you 22% more likely to win listings. This was a powerhouse class. So let's talk about real quick why you should care about the marketing slide. It clearly shows homeowners exactly how you'll market their home. No vagueness like most other agents they've met with. And let me tell you the truth. Most agents really are super vague about how they actually sell a home. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you that before I continue. I'm going to ask you guys that question. Are you actually crystal clear, able to explain your plan and your process in detail on how you market and help a home to sell? Could you do that right now if I asked you, if I unmuted you right now? Could you do that with confidence? Be honest with me. Drop it in the chat. Be honest with me. It's okay to say yes. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say maybe. Bonnie, it's a work in progress. There we go. Listen, this is the place for work in progress. That's what we do here, right? We are always a work in progress. Lauren says, I can now. That's right. You know, you were there. You know, I'll tell you right off the bat. The answer for me was no for a good amount of time. The answer for me was just kind of skirting around answering the question or just reinforcing things that I was just told by other agents, right? Like they're leaving money on the table. Well, statistically, but not understanding what I actually do, right? So this is why the marketing slide is so important. It's also short and concise because complexity makes people move away. Simplicity draws them in. It demonstrates your competence, confidence, and organization from the very first conversation. It creates a clear contrast to why you're worth listing with and paying your commission versus all the agents who aren't prepared. So remember, this isn't about pretty marketing materials. A lot of people think when they hear marketing that it's all about looks. That is actually oftentimes the least important aspect, which is crazy because, you know, naturally we just think, right? It's all about making it look pretty. It's more about taking confused or skeptical homeowners and turning them into confident clients who clearly see your value and listen to this next part and never doubt your commission again. Never doubt your commission again. Okay. Here's a quick slide sample that I wanted you to see of just how easy it is. Okay. Pretty simple, right? You're seeing this and you're like, what? That? Yes, that. Because it's actually more about the articulation of the slide than it is the slide itself. When I said it's not about looking pretty, I meant it. Okay. Look at me. Trust me. It's not looks that sell. So 22% of sellers choose their agent based on marketing alone. Okay. That's almost a quarter of every listings will choose based off of all of them will factor in marketing. So it is always one of the number one or number two things when a listing agent or a listing is considering their agents. Marketing is almost always in the number one spot, almost always. And it is for a quarter of them the number one thing they choose from alone, meaning You could say all the other fancy stuff, but if the marketing is not on par and not communicated well, you just won't get the listing no matter what. No matter what. Even if you have a great track record marketing. Okay. So drop a slide in the chat if you think that Brandon's marketing slide would win in this scenario. And we got one more to recap, and then we'll actually get to recapping the scenario itself and kind of gauging what you guys think will win. Desiree says slide. She said that marketing slide's coming in. And to give you context, the marketing slide would be emailed to them with a video, so even a chance to explain it, because obviously we're in a 24-hour window, so the likelihood of a listening appointment happening. Bonnie says the marketing slide. Okay. All right. I like it. I like it. This is good. All right, last one to recap. Okay, here we go. Clients won't listen and it's costing you deals. Here's exactly how to fix it, right? We did that with Mia Yamashita, one of the top coaches for Reside, and she was amazing. And let me tell you guys, if you did not sit in on that class, this will help you with every single lead, every single objection, your personal relationships. I'm talking your marriage, how you talk with your kids. If you did not get in on that, this alone is worthy of your investment. Oh, you already bought it, Lonnie. You already bought the book she recommended. There we go. That's what's up. Listen, I went and used, as soon as that call ended, I went and used some of those things right away to overcome objections I was facing. And I even went and used them in my marriage to have more purpose in how I was talking with my wife. I saw results right away. All right, so let's get into it. Why you should care about what I call the good choices clients. Desiree, what is the name of the book? Exactly what to say? Exactly what to say. Who's it by, Bonnie? Drop it in the chat if you don't mind. All right, so clients feel genuinely heard and understood, maybe for the first time ever. So you give them a phone call. Conversations shift from you versus the client to working together towards the right solution. More trust means fewer objections, quicker decisions, and smoother deals. And then clients become more decisive, confident, and cooperative, making your job and life way easier. And as a bonus, like I just said, this makes every relationship better. Spouse, kids, friends, clients, everyone around you, even how you talk to yourself. Okay? Because this isn't about talking clients out of their feelings. It's about helping them reason through those feelings, guiding them toward a decision they genuinely feel good about. Okay? And by the way, mirroring, labeling, and anchoring, which is what we taught with Mia, increases trust by 67%. So think about that for a second, right? Would you agree that probably trust is, a big deal when someone comes to make a decision with their biggest financial purchase in their life? Anybody agree that trust might be, an important factor? So what happens is a lot of us totally skip over the whole trust thing, though. We just assume that they should trust us because why? Well, we're a real estate agent. We have a license. I'm great. You should trust me because I said so. Now, does that work in real life? No, it doesn't. What the heck? Why do we act like that? We have to build trust. It's essential. It's essential. Right? So I want you to drop a speaker. I don't know if this emoji actually comes up in Zoom. So do your best. I think it does. I think we did like yeah, okay. There's like a megaphone or speaker emoji. Drop that in the chat if you think one call using mirroring, labeling, anchoring, and guiding questions would win in this scenario. And let me recap real quick before we get into the voting so that now you know kind of what we're playing with. Okay, so those are the 3 quick recaps. And again, if you guys are sitting in the first time on our Wednesday call, first of the month like this, the best of series, you're probably like, whoa, what the heck? This was too fast. That's the intent. It's to recap, refresh your memory on what you might have missed in May so that you know on Friday what to be checking specifically for in your email, as we'll be sending replays, recap slides, and everything. It's also to teach you how to use strategies. What happens is not every strategy applies to every scenario. It's not always the smartest decision, right? It could be the best strategy, but used in the wrong time or the wrong place will actually end up hurting. So that's why we create these scenarios. Okay. So, one last time, recap on the scenario for you. It's an open house lead. You met them at last weekend's open house and had a good conversation. Okay. They weren't just some person who just signed in and it was cold. You actually talked to them. And it was a good conversation. They were nice. They opened up. Okay. We love those people, by the way, when they come to the open house. It makes us feel so special. Okay. They told you up front that they're meeting with two other agents before they're deciding who to hire. So it's you against two other agents. It's a warm connection in the sense that they also exchanged info. That means phone number, email, and connected with you on social media. Okay. So that's awesome. Awesome. But obviously, if they're still meeting agents, there's still a lack of trust there, right? They haven't made their decision. And you have a 24-hour window to make the greatest next impression you can for them. And so the three strategies you have to choose from is we have raise prompt to post. Well, you'll do a series of posts over the next 24 hours on social media so that they can see how you've solved problems, stories of clients you've served that relate to them, right? And you get to do it in a passive way, right? Where they're active on social media, they just added you, you're going to see some of the content, and that content's going to be hyper relevant to them. Or you email them the marketing slide that I showed you from Brandon, and you send them a 3-minute Loom video with that, going over it with them. Or the last one is you do a quick phone call, no fancy slides, right? No awesome social media stories, totally centered around mirroring, labeling, anchoring, and guiding questions. Now, which one do you think will actually win? And let's go ahead and um, open up the. I had one of the slides backwards. Let's go ahead and open up the voting now for that. It's going to pop up on your screen, and you guys will actually get to vote live on which one you think will win. Let me. Misa, are you doing it or do I need to do it? I don't want to do it at the same time and like break the system. Oh no, it's great, Kim. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh wow, you guys voting fast. All right, there you go. And as you're voting, there will be prizes that we're giving away because, as you guys know, we have the best guests. Yeah, Bonnie. So that's why we give you the scenario and then exactly how the strategies would be delivered in that given scenario. And then you are going to decide for yourself, okay, given what I know, what do I think would make the biggest impact on their decision within that time frame? Right. So the prizes are, guys, Ray is willing to do a 30-minute one-on-one with you. Maybe it's helping you to plan out your actual content. Maybe you're kind of self-conscious. You're like, yeah, I mean, I kind of know what I want to do, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's getting teaching you how to take a story, one of your stories in the last week, and turn it into 30 days worth of content, which is his thing, prompt to post. It's amazing, right? We're also Brandon's gonna be willing to go over your marketing slide with you, meet with you one on one. Anybody else feel a little self conscious? Is my marketing slide even good? I don't know. Did I put too much on it? Do I put too little? What is it missing? Or maybe you've got the marketing slide down, but you'd like to role play with Brandon how you express those things. How do I share this content? Right? Maybe that's what you want to do. Okay. And then Mia herself is willing to take the time to actually go over and role play with you, mirroring, labeling. So some of you are talking about specific objections that you've had. Imagine you actually got to be with the objection master, Mia herself, role playing with you through those, right? That's what we do. That's what these gifts are. So these are the prizes. And I'm curious. Okay, we got a bunch of votes right now in. Good job, guys. Uh, Drop in the chat. Some of you are already doing this. Why did you vote the way you voted? Now that you've already got your vote in, why did you vote the way you voted? I'm very, very curious. Desiree says, I was going to choose the marketing slide, but in this scenario, you may not have the chance to put this in front of them. So I chose option 3. The phone call. The short, brief phone call, the non-fancy phone call. I like it to be memorable. Love it. Ooh, Kim, marketing slide leaves them with something tangible to refer back to. I like that. People are very tangible. Let's be real. Lauren says marketing is important, but I really think number one is the right choice. I mean, if you think about it, what Ray does is he's making a bunch of micro trust investments into them through social media versus having one shot, right? Whether it's the marketing slide or the one phone call to just deliver the max amount of trust you can. Ray saying, okay, what if I do a bunch of micro trust moments, right? A story that's relevant to them, maybe an opportunity, maybe it's a feature, maybe it's a service, really strategic posts for them to see. I like that. I like your reasoning, Lauren. Bonnie says, I forgot how I voted. All three. She's all three. Amy says, labeling when you have 24 hours of phone call. I like it. I like it. Oh, and before I forget, just to make sure you know how believe it or not, did you know that Tennessee's really strict on raffling away like prizes and things like that? So just so you know how you get these prizes, attend this call. Good job. You've already successfully checked that box. Vote in the poll. It looks like most of you have voted in the poll, so well done there. Subscribe to the newsletter because that's where we announce the winner. So it's kind of hard to, you know, tell you won if, you know, you're not subscribed. So make sure. And we're giving all three of those away. So there'll be three. Don't worry, Amy, we'll drop it in the chat. And one of the three prizes will be exclusive for those who were subscribed last month to the Agent Alliance, just as an extra thank you for being a subscriber. And just so you know, like these 30-minute one-on-one coaching calls typically will range between $100 to $200 or $300, and that's free for you. That's what we're doing is giving these three prizes away. Okay, and so then we're going to announce all three prizes on the newsletter on Friday. And again, we will drop that link in the chat to subscribe. Okay. And you must respond, I hope you're listening, within 72 hours to claim your prize. Otherwise, we're going to give it away to someone else, okay? So make sure you're checking that newsletter. All right? Okay, so voting has already ended. We got you guys ready for results. I am so excited. I'm actually a little surprised at the winner. So you guys kind of surprised me. I love it because I like a lot of times I'm going to assume what you guys are going to vote and do. So it's really cool. So the winner is, okay, you guys ready for this? Marketing slide. You guys said marketing slide. I was pretty close with Mia's phone call with mirroring labeling. You said marketing slide. So if you voted marketing slide and you haven't explained in the comments why you voted that, let me know. I want to know. Okay. What made you vote the way you did? Bonnie's like, maybe that's the way I voted. All right. Now, here's the question I have for you, though. Okay. Do you think the most advanced AI in the world will agree with you? Type yes or no in the chat. Yes, you think the most advanced AI in the world, processing all the data, the stats, everything, knows the scenario. Do you think it will agree with your the marketing slide or your vote? Yes or no in the chat. Let's see. Kim says no. They're gonna choose social media because the siblings. I love the way you said that. They're social media siblings. That's funny. Amy says not sure. Lauren says yes. They better agree. Who do you think you are? You work for me. Chris says no. He doesn't think. Chris, okay, you don't think so. Okay. Bonnie says yes. Rishi says yes. Kazuya says yes. Monica says yes. You guys all think, for the most part, majority says AI is going to agree with you on the marketing slide as the winner. So the AI's top pick is Chris. I'm going to give you a benefit of the doubt because I don't think you can't see it as a co-host, right? Okay. So then I want you to tell me real quick. Unmute yourself and tell me real quick what you voted and why you don't think AI will agree with marketing slide.
So I didn't vote because it wouldn't let me because I'm an admin, I guess.
Oh, oh, sad. Oh, sad.
So from there, number one, I don't personally use slides at all. I don't have a slide deck at all. And I like the mirroring. I'm more on Mia side of things and problem solving and going that direction with my business than the fancy slideshows. So
Awesome.
that's kind of why I'm going that direction.
I like it. Oh, and guys, I never shared the results with you. I meant to show you. There you can see all the results. So you know I'm not lying to you. You guys chose marketing slide as number one. Yes, clients was pretty close. And prompt to post. Lauren, you were faithful. Prompt to post is solid, man. It's solid. It's one of my favorites. We'll actually share more of that. All right. Just wanted you guys to see everything like that. Okay, here we go. The AI's top pick is yes, clients. Yes, clients. And let me give you the reasons why, okay? Because I always make sure that it can explain for itself too. Okay. And this is actually where I would land as well. And this just comes from experience personally. All three are amazing, and we're actually going to get those in just a second. So, why did it choose yes clients? The seller's final choice will be driven less by marketing and more by immediate felt trust. When you're coming down to the wire, it's just you feeling good. Let me give you a great example, real world example, okay? When I was preparing with my wife to deliver our first child, you do a lot of prep work, data, let's say slides, right? Social media. You're asking all these questions, you're doing a lot of research. However, when my wife had to have an emergency C-section, in other words, limited time, limited window, all I cared about, this is real to you, by the way. I was so scared. My wife had a complicated pregnancy. I was very, very afraid. The thing that made my decision feel good was when the doctor came out and he looked at me and he said, "You look kind of scared, man." And I said, "I'm terrified." And he said, "Terrified? I've already done 4 of these today. You got nothing to worry about." And I was like, "Oh, dang. Maybe this isn't, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay." Right? None of the data even mattered at that moment. But the context is very important. That's why we always have a time frame these strategies are put in. A time frame. When it's 24 hours left, most research and data doesn't matter anymore. It's feelings. It's going to come back down to now where their feelings resonate. That's just the facts. It sucks, but it's the truth. Okay. It's a live call. So again, when you need a way to immediately connect with them live, if you can. Okay. Arguably, if they check their email, the video is going to be a great backup option. Marketing slide with the video because it's close to human interaction. But you need to be able to hear it because last minute things will come up and you have to be able to touch on those emotions. Otherwise, you're just guessing. Okay. And when it comes down to their final decision between 3 people, you don't know who you're up against. They might have a better marketing slide, they might articulate it better. When you're up against competition, it will still come down to who makes them feel a certain way. So, yes, you do need the marketing side and you do need the prompt to post. All of those are contributors that set up your success. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to navigate that conversation. If you can't, it's over. It's over. You will lose to someone else. 100%. Okay. And then last but not least is it just gives you a chance to create a next step, drive them forward, right? On the call together, you can figure out a next step. Okay. So the final thoughts I want to leave you with though is all 3 of these strategies are proven, powerful, and it can consistently help agents and LOs nationwide convert sellers and buyers into listings. In fact, each one of them complement each other. Each one of them complements each other extremely well. Okay. They are amazing when in combination together. I want you to picture this scenario, okay? You're the seller, right? I'm the agent. You've seen me consistently on social media with relevant stories, relevant things to your ultimate goal, right? Then we had a good listing presentation where I had an amazing marketing slide and I was able to articulate how my marketing directly correlates to your home selling for as much money as possible and as conveniently as possible, as easy as possible, stress free as possible. And then through it all, it's wrapped in mirroring and labeling and guiding questions so that as natural objections, fears, concerns come up, they're handled while you get to fall back on all the data and the things that you remember. Do you see how powerful that is? Right? So that's a big deal. So let me tell you where these other two scenarios would absolutely crush. Okay. So Brandon's 3 minute video and slide would absolutely win if, say, the sellers are traveling and asked each agent to email a concise plan that they compare later. No calls or meetings possible. I've been in this scenario, by the way. Absolutely been in this scenario. I'm traveling to see family in Virginia. We're going to be on the road. I'm not going to have a signal, right? They still have to make a decision. So that's the thing, right? We're basing this on trust. They're still going to make a decision in that time frame. But a phone call, they're traveling, so I can't meet them in person. Okay. And a good chance they won't be looking at social media while they're driving. The best option you have is, okay, I'm going to deliver something concise that they could even just listen to. They could listen to the video while they're going if they're not in a place to be able to have a phone call, right? And then Ray's 24-hour social media mini campaign would absolutely crush it. And this is a common thing, by the way, where sellers ignore calls, texts, and emails, but they are active on social media because this is meeting them where they're at. Okay. Most people, most news, by the way, is ingested on social media. Most news now, right? Most events that people locate, social media. What's the number one place, guys, that people go to vet their agents to make a decision? Social media. So Ray is going to actually crush it. Ray's prompt to post is going to crush it in the long term because he's building rapport for a vast amount of people consistently, right? Okay. So if you want to get the replays of each of these strategies, the slides, if you want to know if you won one of the 3 coaching calls, and we also have some bonus resources I'm going to be throwing in there for you too. And then also quick tips on how to avoid the most common mistakes that go along with each of these strategies. You're definitely going to want to subscribe. We're now at over 900 subscribers. Thank you guys. You're awesome, by the way. And thanks to everybody who clicks all the links and opens them. That helps my delivery rate. And then clicking the links helps my click-through rate. And then when you click the ads, I don't care if you buy anything. That's always nice too. It helps pay for the email subscription. All right, guys. So the subscription for that is in the chat. This is where you're going to be able to get all of the replays and slides because maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about Ray's prompt to post. How do I do that again? You probably don't know where to find it. Am I being right? You're probably like, I loved it, but I don't even remember where to get it. Don't worry. On Friday, when you get this email, it'll have the replay, the slides, and the workbook that Ray had for that. Okay. Or maybe you saw Brandon's marketing slide and you're like, that was cool. Wait, what did it look like again? I totally forgot. Who forgot already? Come on, let's be real. You already forgot what it looks like. That's okay. I'll be sending that to you in the email on Friday. Okay. So I'll be hooking you up there. And then, of course, Mia's replay and slides, but also she did several examples of common objections. Remember, the interest rates are too high, affordability, right? How about just stubbornness in general? Hey, let's just price it high and see if we get any offers. Right? Anybody been through that? I saw Heather smiling. I saw Heather smiling. I'm sure you guys have been through that. How about lowball offers? Well, let's just write the offer and see what happens. Now listen, that's not good behavior because it's self-sabotaging. And what's your fiduciary duty? It's not to do whatever the client tells you. Remember, that's not it. Look up your fiduciary duty. It is to serve the best interests of the client as outlined in the agreement. Okay? So you need to be able to handle the mirroring and labeling because it's your job. That's your job. Okay? So again, the three prizes, they are amazing people. They all volunteered not only to coach like they did last month, but to give away a free 30-minute one-on-one with them. So it's a huge blessing. Um, and drop some questions in the chat. I'd love to hear more from you guys. Let me know. If this is your first time, I'm curious. Anybody's first time coming to our best of series where we do the scenarios? Heather, okay. Heather, what'd you think of it? I'll let you unmute. I want to actually hear. Tell me what you thought of it. It's a little bit different.
It was good. It was good.
It's a pretty unique setup. So normally we do a bunch of intensive trainings, and then we like to have, I the reason why I do this one is actually like I thought about it from my perspective as an agent, and I'm like I ingest so much training and content every month, I forget what it even was. And so
Yeah.
this is like, hey, in case you missed it, here's everything, and then here's the best way to use those things.
Yeah,
So that's kind of
it
my
was
thought.
good. I like the quick snaps and keep it moving. That's good. But with
I
the follow-up
tried.
email.
I love it. Thank you for being here, Heather. I love that you're here.
Absolutely.
Anybody else's first time? Amy. Amy. I'm gonna unmute you. Tell me how was it for you? Oh wait, I have to. I'll ask you to unmute, and then you have to unmute yourself, and then we'll. And then guys, be dropping questions in the chat, by the way, if you have them. All right, Amy. Now you should be able to unmute
Okay,
yourself. Perfect.
sorry. No, I thought it was great. Um, the content that you shared was very informative. I'm actually a brand new agent, and I'm going to be
Welcome.
really honest. Well, actually, I'm not even an agent yet. So I'm doing my testing next week.
Exciting. Come on now.
Yeah,
You're
so
getting ahead of it. That's the
I'm
attitude to
just trying to
have.
gather as much information as possible. I've been in the real estate industry for a while, but no, I thought the content that you shared was great. So very informative. Thank you very much. It was awesome.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you're here. And listen, I'm glad you found this because there is so much stuff out there that will waste your time and distract you. That is one of the biggest things that happened to me as a new agent, okay, is that even within my own brokerage at the time, they were like, this is the fast track. And the majority of the fast track program was a 12-week program they had me on was garbage. Now, let me say this. It's not garbage in the right context. Good information at the wrong time is garbage, right? Because it's wasteful. So it was good information at the wrong time. They were teaching me how to do showings, but not teaching me how to get buyer leads. That's skipping a step. That's, I need to figure out how to do buyer leads. These calls that we do, so if this is your first one coming to the Best Of series, you'll see in our other calls on a weekly basis, same time, you're welcome to be here. Check out the newsletters as well. We're going to hook you up. I'm so happy you're here. Like, makes me so joyous when someone can, because I just wish I had this. And there's no like plugs here. Like, this is all free. Like, it's all free. The replays, the slides are not going to be hit with a paywall. It's all free. But you'll see that we take really precise action that delivers the most results. And it's because it's built off of myself, Chris Rains, Walter Key, and others that we have raised up to a really high level. And we took those best practices and we extract them into simple applications that even a brand new agent who doesn't know most of this stuff could go and apply and be better off. And then even a top agent can come in and go, oh my gosh, right? Like we taught one about Zillow emails. I have an agent who's doing 50 deals a year, way above that. And she was like, wow, I just tried that strategy. I've never even seen that before. And I immediately got responses. And within 24 hours, she was showing houses to someone she got from that strategy. So you are in a good place, Amy. And I hope everybody else here, you're feeling the love. So for if you want a recording of the past week, Alira asked that in the chat. You're going to get all the recordings and access to slides, scripts, resources on Friday's newsletter for every single one for May. So you're going to be hooked up. So all you have to do is make sure you're subscribed. Okay. I'll have Misa drop that link in the chat again. Make sure you're subscribed. And then open the email Friday, 1 p.m. Central. That's when it goes out. Friday, 1 p.m. Central, you open that email and you will have all of the replays, the slides, everything you need. And then you'll be getting that free stuff every week. Kazia, yeah, don't you even worry. We'll do some other ones like that soon. So more questions or anything like that that you guys have, like, or even just some feedback. A couple about Zillow. Do you guys want me to share real quick about the Zillow email, uh, and how that works? I'm happy to recap it. I don't mind. I love talking about it. It's actually one of my favorites because I love stupidly simple stuff. I love stupid stuff that's so easy and works so well. So, yeah. See you, Bonnie. Sounds like you're heading up. Thanks for being here. You are faithful. I love it. You go crush it. Go crush those listings and appointments and everything else you got going on. So I'll tell you real quick about Zillow, guys, and then again we can give replays and recaps for you. I'm always happy to share. Um, so the Zillow email strategy is very simple. It's you need an address. Okay, these are the prerequisites. You need an address, right? You need their email. You need those two things. If you don't have those, you could get away with it doing text message. So if you didn't have an email, you could also do it by text message. And maybe you could try social media, but I actually think it'd come across a little weird on social media, to be honest. So text or email will be the way to do it. Okay. And so then what you do is that you're going to go and snap a shot of their Zestimate on Zillow for their home, right? 123 Main Street. Look it up on Zillow. There's the Zestimate. Take a screenshot of it. That's it. Pretty easy. Everybody can do that, right? Feel pretty confident that we can do that. Okay. Then you're going to take that screenshot. You're going to drop it into the body of an email or into a text message. Okay. And you're going to say, the subject line is, Zillow said, is Zillow right about your home? Question mark. And then in the email, you're basically going to say this. Zillow said your home is worth this. Screenshot. Do you agree with them? I have my thoughts, but want to hear yours first. And that's pretty much the whole strategy, by the way. If you need the exact wording and stuff like that, I can hook you up with the replays. It's that simple. And here's what's crazy. The open rate of that, like the response rate, for most leads, you'd be lucky to hit 1 or 2% response rate, for even for cold leads, warmer leads. But for leads that are, this works on cold leads, warm leads, past clients, anything, as long as you have the address, right? And phone number, email. We hit response rates above 50% consistently. 50%, not 15, 50%. So if you have addresses of people and they have not been responding, including past clients, okay, including past clients, they forget about you. They do, just so you know, they really do. They do. This is a great way, and it works so well, and it gets them talking about the equity of their home. And then we have like, okay, after they respond to it, what do you say? We have all that, so we can drop some replays, and I'm happy to share with you. Yeah, I'll hook you up. Let me I'll go get that for you. I'll drop it in the chat for anybody who wants to know about the Zillow. You know what I'll do, because I'll once we close Zoom, you'll miss it. Is what I'll do is, Misa, make a note of this. On Friday's newsletter, I'll literally put a special link in just for the people in this chat. So make sure, I'm going to put it towards the bottom because it's not going to be part of the main part of the email. So make sure you scroll through the whole email, and I'll literally say, for everyone on the live call who asked for the Zillow marketing email recap, here's that bonus for you, okay? And then I'll link you to it, okay? So that's our deal. You open that, I'll put it towards the bottom of the email so that you got it, and it'll say Zillow so you know, and I'll hook you up. All right, who's got some more questions? Maybe some objections. Maybe you want to, I'll give you, this time is yours, by the way. I am super open to this. When I make time for you, and I always leave extra time at the first of the month, because I love it when someone comes with objections. Maybe you want to role play. Maybe you want to hear what mirroring and labeling sounds like, right? I practice what I preach. I make sure that I can be here and support you. So do you guys have any questions, comments, things you need some help with? Because this time is yours. Use it as you please. Or if not, we can end early. It doesn't bother me. Thanks for being here, Heather. I loved having you. I hope to see you more. Amy, just listening for now. I love it. I love it. Hey, it's one of the best things you can do. Again, Amy, if I may give you some unsolicited advice, stay away from so many people who want you to follow all their courses and their programs and their trainings, because so few of them are even designed by people who understand what it takes to make money as quickly as possible in real estate. because the number one reason why agents fail in real estate is not lack of training. There's an overabundance of that. Okay. It's the very simple of it is that they just don't make enough money and they run out of money and they get out of real estate. It's the same reason why most businesses in general fail, right? Is that they just run out of money. So your main focus, Amy, is not to learn everything. It's not to know everything. That's a distraction and it will prevent you from being successful in real estate. The most important thing you need to learn right now, aside from passing your tests, is you need to learn how to connect with people consistently on a daily basis and then follow up with those people by driving value and service to them. All the other stuff, well, Robert, I haven't learned how the buyer's agreement works. And you will forget until it's time for you to actually fill out a buyer's agreement. That is the best time to learn. All your time should be devoted on building those relationships. Everything else will fall in line, I promise you. You don't have to listen to me, but I promise you, this is the way. And I wish there was an easier way. Honestly, actually, I think this is the easiest way is you just focus on these really bare bones things and you will be far more successful because everything else will come in natural sequence. You'll know when you need to learn a buyer's rep agreement when you actually have a buyer to work with who's ready to sign an agreement. Now it's time to learn about a buyer's rep agreement. Most places are going to teach you a bunch of junk and take up your time. And this goes to all of you guys, by the way. This applies to even you top producers that are in the call. If it's not applicable to you today, it's probably not a good use of your investment just to learn for no reason. Right? Agents on my team, there are times where I've told them not to show up to certain trainings. Even I do. Because I'm like, listen, you have an extreme focus on things right now. And while this is a great strategy, it's not applicable to your current goal. So don't waste time on it. One of the biggest things Chris and I, when we often will check agents' calendars to help them manage their time, is we're telling them to not do training. So many times we're like, why are you going to that training? It's not even relevant to you. Well, it sounded nice. Well, nice doesn't pay the bills. Work does. So, yeah. And Amy, if you're not in our Facebook group, get in there. Feel free to ask questions too. The Agent Alliance Facebook group. Ask questions. We'll be there. Yeah, that's right, Desiree. You know well. Who else has got some questions, comments, feedback, anything I can bless you, serve you? I know most of you have headed off. That's totally fine. Presentation's over. This is just free for all for you guys to support you. If you got anything, you're welcome. I'll raise your hand and I'll unmute you, and we'll have a blast. Or if not, again, I'm happy to end the call early. Doesn't matter. Elir will hook you up. Not sure if you saw this. As long as you're subscribed in the newsletter, we'll hook you up on Friday. Lauren, have a good meeting. Keep crushing it. Debbie, by the way, so good to see you. I'm so glad you made it today. Guys, if you have not attended Debbie's Thursday's virtual coffee, you are missing out. They are so much fun, and they are such a blast. Not to mention queen of newsletters over here, too. Every time I brag, then I think about Debbie over my shoulder. I'm like, no, I'm not at Debbie's level yet, though. One day, though, I want to catch up. I love it. I love it. Any other last questions, guys? If not, let's just call it, man. Let's go get to work. Let's just have a great day. I'm all about that. Thank you, Debbie, for all you do. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Let's call it then. It sounds like we got all our questions answered. You know where the resources are coming on Friday. Thanks for being here. Have a blessed day. Amy, pass your tests. Have an amazing time. I'll see you next week, and I hope to hear the good news. See you guys. Bye.